let's get back to it. Ivankov. So Ivankov's got a very interesting ability. At the end of your turn, if you have no cards in your hand, you draw 2 cards. So this deck is focused around not having cards in hand, which is like really risky. It's a very offensive deck, and they do have blockers to supplement it, but the way that they win is by flooding the board and trying to kill the opponent as fast as possible.
Yeah, speaking of blockers.
Inazuma, 4 cost 5k, 1k counter. If you have 1 or less cards in your hand, he gets plus 2k power, so he becomes a 7k blocker.
Yep, and that is during your opponent's turn and your turn.
Yeah, it's permanent. It's pretty strong.
Pretty broke. Pretty broken.
And all these cards come together due to this new character card that gets revealed, which is Ivankov. It's expensive, 7 cost, 7k, no counter, but
it's stupidly broken.
The effect is so strong. On play, you can draw until you have 3 cards in your hand. Then you can play a blue Impel Down character card with cost of 6 or less from your hand. So you're drawing so many cards to then choose one of the cards you draw to play. It's so incredible, and there's lots of cards you can use with that. You can summon Inazuma off of the Ivankov if you want.
There's specifically one card that is
the good combo.
The best combo to play with this card, and I'll tell you, it is stupid.
It's dumb. We have Kabuji, which is just a basic card on play. If you have Moji in play, you can draw 2 and trash 1. This actually sees a lot of play in set 3 with the new Nami card, because they're blue and you can draw cards. So
draw and trash.
We have this Crocodile, who is an Impel Down card. You can play this card off of the character card Ivankov, and it's just a big beat stick that you can summon.
5 cost 7k. Pretty nice.
It's pretty strong.
Vanilla Moria, 4 cost 6k.
It's a 7 Warlords of the Sea. It's a 4 cost card. You can summon it off of Dofi from set 1.
It's also a Thriller Bark.
Yep. It is a Thriller Bark card, so potentially more support for that in the future. We have a Mihawk, just a big boy beat stick. Not really too much to say there. We have a new Dofi. On play, look at the top 3, return them to the top or bottom in any order, very similar to the blocker one. But he also has an effect. Don 1 on attack. Trash a card from your hand, place one of your opponent's character with a cost of 1 or less to the bottom of the deck.
That sucks.
I don't know how good that is, though. I mean, aside from 1 cost blockers, like, it's not like you want to just send a Nami or send a whatever other 1 cost card, like a Bonnie, to the bottom of the deck. I guess technically, yes, it could be good.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a 7 Warlords of the Sea that you can summon off of Dofi Leader, I guess. But Dofi doesn't see much play.
There's not even a counter on that card. I don't like it.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Yeah, good point.
I don't like it. But that's just me.
It's not the greatest.
Worth noting, though, in the first month of set 2, Eva topped some big tournaments. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the greatest. I never mentioned it was the greatest deck of all time.
This is just... So Todd right now plays the Dofi deck.
I play Dofi, and I know he's not the best deck. He's just a lot of fun to play.
Yeah. So
and
when you
win with the decks that aren't the best, it feels good.
It does.
Yeah.
Feels great when you lose using the meta decks, too.
Yeah. I bet. I wouldn't know what that's like. We have a new Kuma, 3 for 3. On play, look at the top 2, reveal a 7 Warlord, add it to your hand. Place the rest of the bottom. So this is actually pretty good in the Dofi deck. It is a 7 Warlords of the Sea.
It is.
And you can add a card from the top. So that's kind of cool.
So that's kind of like... Because then you could also put the other ones... Because you look at 2, you can... take 1 in your hand, and then you can... So, like, using Dofi Leader, you could then stack the deck to see if you can get both of them out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty good.
Oh, but now we have the Buggy. This card's very good in the Ivankov deck. It's the Searcher on play, top 5, add a blue Impel Down other than Buggy, and then put the rest to the bottom. It's very simple, and it has a counter, which is nice. Box Topper Boa Hancock. Nothing too amazing. Simple stat line, does have a counter. When you attack, you can draw, trash a card, and then trash up to 3.
I see this in the Nami deck from set 3. I see this being used.
Yeah, this could see some play in Nami, maybe.
Then trash up to 3 cards from your hand? Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't want to trash from your hand, you want to trash from the deck.
You just want to trash in general.
But it is a draw card. Draw 1, trash 1. Like, at least you're getting cards, and it's an attacking effect, so you can use it more than once, so... I guess it's not bad. Here's the emoji that you use with the Kabaji that we mentioned earlier.
Well, the reason that you have the boa for the draw 1, trash 3 is for your Eva effect.
Correct, yeah, because you want to get to 0 cards so you can continuously draw off the top of the deck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have the emoji, just a basic vanilla that works with the Kabaji. Mole, interesting.
When attacking, if you have 1 or less cards in your hand, your opponent cannot activate a blocker.
With a cost 5 or less.
Which is, in the green deck at least, that's all but 7 cost kid.
Most blockers in the game are 5 cost or less.
Yeah, except for 7 cost kid.
Well, yeah, I said most. Most are 5 cost or less.
So that's...
I mean, it's fine. I don't think it's that good, though, because it doesn't have, Impel Down, so it's not like you can summon it off of Ivankov's ability. I wish you could, though.
That is weird that it is a Rev Army tag.
Why is that weird?
What else do we have that's Rev Army?
Nothing.
Exactly.
We don't have a Sabo in the game yet.
I know. Well, we will.
We will next set. We will next set. Finally, maybe a leader Sabo would be really cool.
Ooh. I could see Sabo being a blue-red.
Blue-red would be pretty sick, actually.
Because if this is a Rev Army, you would think Sabo would be. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah.
Blue, and then because of the 3 brothers, Luffy and Ace are both red.
True. Hard to argue with that logic.
Duh, 'cause I'm a genius.
Unless they would do like a leader dragon.
Oh, don't
like
be breaking the game yet.
Because this is also Revolutionary Army. Yeah, Revolutionary Army, Revolutionary Army.
Is Kuma Rev Army?
Yep,
yeah,
he is. Interesting.
I think that they were totally planning this.
Sabo,
for set 4.
Sabo, I agree, is going to be either pure blue or blue-red.
Yeah, I would see it being blue-red.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. But now we have the most annoying card that you hate.
God, I hate this card so much.
This card is amazing.
Remember, this can be played off of the Eva ability.
Yeah, it's a 6 cost or less Impel Down card that is also a Straw Hat. Good stats. On play or when you attack, you can trash 2 cards from your hand. Return 1 cost 4 or lower character to its owner's hand, which you could also bounce your own cards to your hand if you want. Then he gains double attack. So you could just disrupt your opponent, or you can like bounce your own Buggy and then play Buggy again to get another
I was just gonna say, are there any other good?
Yeah.
The Kuma. The Kuma will help set. You can always bounce Kuma, or Dofi.
I mean, maybe, yeah.
Just to set your deck up for your next.
Even in set 1, the blocker Dofi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to set up your deck for the next turn.
Yeah, this card is disgusting. So not only are you disrupting the field, you also get double attack. So that's kind of nuts. The fact that you can disrupt on multiple turns. It's a pretty hard card to get rid of.
Impel Down Luffy is so annoying.
So like the power play of resting 7 Don to get Ivankov on field and Luffy on field in the same turn, and then you can use his on play. So like you're just getting so much value out of 1 turn.
Mm-hmm.
It's nuts, but again, Ivankov's not like the best deck ever, because aside from that power play, that's like as good as it gets.
That's literally the only power play.
There's a Mist of 1. This card sees play in the Nami deck in set 3. On play, you can add a blue event that costs 1 from your trash.
You could always use that in your Dofi deck too, because you could use that for your Baroque Works. Do you play Baroque Works in your Dofi deck?
That's a Croc deck that plays that.
Oh. Maybe you should start.
This could be played in Blue Purple Crocodile. But yeah, or Nami, because they trash so many cards.
Yeah.
Bon Clay.
Bon.
2k counter, 5 for 5. But it's such a weird effect though. Don 1, when attack, you can trash 1 card from your hand, then return up to 1 character with a cost of 2 or less to the bottom of its owner's deck. Then, when the battle ends, return this character to the bottom of its owner's deck.
So basically, he's like, Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. Watch me move these cards to the bottom of your deck. Hi, it's me.
Yes.
I'm gone.
That's it. That's pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
You can play it off of the Ivankov effect if you need to, I guess. But
if you're really going for game on your next turn and there's like that one blocker in your way.
Yeah.
Like that, I could see maybe if you're like, I got enough to get me through.
Yeah. There's uses for it. But it's fine.
It is what it is. I almost think it might be worth more in your hand as a 2k counter.
I agree. Most of the time, you're probably using it as a 2k counter. I totally agree. We've got Mr. 3. This card's actually pretty strong. So it's another blocker, 5k power. It does have a counter. And at the end of your turn, you can trash a card to make him become active. So you can use him as an offensive blocker. It's pretty good. And trashing card from hand can help you trigger the leader effect of the Ivankov too.
To just keep drawing to get the card you want.
Yep.
You know, to get that power play, because that's literally the only way you're going to win this game.
Yeah, the Ivankov power play is very strong. If you don't get the power play, it's hard to win for sure.
That's the whole point of trashing cards and like getting through them.
Yeah.
Getting through your deck.
So now we have the event cards. Impel down all stars. Trash 2 cards. If your leader has Impel down, you can draw 2.
Okay.
And then trigger just to draw 2.
That's pretty nice.
That's not bad.
I like that trigger.
Yeah.
Even in a Dofi deck for counter.
Yeah.
Like that's literally like all you would do is hope that you got that in your life.
It's just a fine card.
Yeah.
It's fine. Brick Fist, 2 cost, and then return a 4 cost or less to the opponent's hand. It's fine.
Not terrible.
It's fine.
And the trigger is the same.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, this would be a pretty strong trigger card.
Yeah. If you get it the right time.
Cost 2 though. It's fine. It's okay. A 0 cost event counter. You can trash a card, then you get a 3k counter. And the trigger to bounce a 2 cost. It's like, it's fine.
Okay.
Like, none of these events are broken. They're just okay. I think this card's actually very good.
Yes.
Deathwink. Counter up to one of your leader or character gains plus 6k. Then draw cards so that you have 2 cards in your hand. But then the trigger, bounce a 7 cost or less. Sheesh.
To the owner's hand, so it doesn't have to be an opponent. It could be your own.
Correct. You could bounce your own Ivankov and use it
your
again.
own Eva to play it on your next turn to
That's
get that ability.
kind of gross, actually.
Yeah. That is worth.
That's a very interesting card. I
Yeah.
didn't think about it that way. But again, situational. It has to be in your trigger, and you have to already have Ivankov on the field. But if it works out,
But
it's
even
actually
then,
pretty
the
strong.
plus 6k, because of how few cards, like the point of the deck is to have so few cards, like that 6k
Might be useful.
might be useful because you won't have a lot of counter power in your hand. And because you won't have a lot of cards in your hand, you won't be playing all your Don all the time. So having that 3 active Don may not be as difficult.
Yeah.
You know, in
I'd
this
agree.
case.
It's fine. But then this stage card's very good for Ivankov. Costs 1 to play. Main ability, you just rest the stage. And you need to have an Ivankov leader, but you can draw a card, then trash a card, and then trash up to 3. So with this stage card, this is what sets up your leader ability. By trashing so many cards, gets you to 0 very quickly so that you can use the stage.
I like this artwork.
And the artwork, yeah, it's pretty cool.
And that's why, by being able to use the leader ability, that's how you're going to find that Eva to make that power play.
Yeah, you want to continue. You want to draw as much as possible to hit.
But
those
not only that,
big
like
cards.
the more cards you see in your deck, the more you know what's not left in your deck.
I guess.
So it's like, okay, I've seen all of these cards, therefore I'm not going to see them again.
Yeah.
Like, you can kind of guess what's left in your life. Like, I know it's none of these cards in my life pile.
I guess, yeah, but by the time you're getting through most of your deck, your life is probably gone.
No, probably
And
not.
plus, Ivankov not having many cards in their hand, they take life pretty quickly.
That's why there's so many blockers. There's like 5 blockers.
I wouldn't say 5.
There's 2 right there.
What do you mean?
1,
Yeah.
2.
No, this is not a blocker. This negates blocker.
Oh, I just saw blocker.
It's just Inazuma and this guy.
And then you've got
you
You got Miss All Sunday. You've got Dofi.
You don't use Missile Sunday because you need to have a Croc leader.
Only for her ability. She's still a blocker.
Yeah, but you wouldn't use her.
Just saying. Blue blockers. Miss All Sunday. Law.
Yeah, the
Dofi.
Law and the Dofi for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, you need to rest on to play them.
That's 16 blockers you could play.
You wouldn't play that many. But yes, I understand what you're saying. But it's still... You haven't played Ivankov.
You've played Ivankov twice.
I've played Ivankov a bit, okay?
Okay, 3 times
I'm
maybe.
just saying that they don't have a lot of life left or a lot of deck left.
Well, it's only
when
because
they
you
get
were
to the end
playing
of the
against
game.
me, and I'm awesome.
Okay, let's move on. We have purple next.